Hello everyone, this is Aaron Fitch from ATF Gaming and welcome back to NASCAR Heat Evolution. Last week, we pulled off a miracle win. That's not the menu I want. We pulled off a miracle win at Bristol. We finished first. We are in the chase, barring some unbelievably large amount of winners this year. We're going to be in the chase. Excellent. We're 15th in points, I believe it was. But we're 5th in the chase standings, as you'll see over there in the top left-hand corner. I believe we made an upgrade, and we got multiple sponsor areas right now. Sorry. We're going to Richmond, which should be a pretty good track. It's a longer, short track. I guess that's how I would call it. We should be able to do pretty well here. So I have the sponsorship up pretty high, but I really don't have any expectations. I really don't care anymore because obviously I care. We need to upgrade our car if we want to do anything in the chase, but we need to. We just need to focus on solid finishes. We don't need to worry about wins anymore. So we just need to focus on solid finishes. Go. We're gonna go out for qualifying, try to get a good lap down. I'll do my usual couple laps. Wait until we get somebody to compare, and then I'll make some adjustments, see if we made it to round 2, but I'm still ecstatic about that win at Bristol. I recorded that 2 days ago, I think, and I'm still ecstatic about it. Because that just makes this season a whole lot more meaningful. Because usually as your first season, you don't make the chase, and the last 10 races just seem so meaningless. But now that we're in the chase, it's meaningful. We have something to strive for. We're not gonna. I shouldn't say we're not, but I don't think we're gonna win a championship. To be honest with you, we're in no position to win a championship right now. But we're going to try our hardest. I certainly think we could probably get past the first round. So that's going to be my striving point right now. Get past the first round. I'm just getting used to it. The controls again. That second lap was much faster than our first lap. I'm going to run one more lap to get used to the controls again. I got to just get used to when I have to hit the throttle out of the corners. Because my braking zones are fine. But I gotta get used to when to get off the throttle. Or get on the throttle. I'm usually a little conservative. But that was a good lap, so I'm going to go down pit road, make our usual tire pressure and wedge adjustments, and I'll be back out in a minute. Alright, we're heading back out on the track. Made half a round down on the wedge, and I increased the tire pressure with extra emphasis on the right front, because you know that tends to kill us. Let's see if we can get a little better lap here, because we're not going to make it to the second round at this rate. We're only faster than Bobby Labonte and Eric Jones, but if we can get a good lap down, I'm going to drive it into the corner a little deeper and get on the throttle a little earlier. That was a good corner, I think. I didn't get all the way down to the bottom, but I don't think you really need to on the entry. If you carry a lot of speed, just use that to your advantage. Kind of like at Bristol, where you kind of went to the high line and then you dove down, or was that Martinsville? I'm not sure. Alright, we got Casey Kang right behind us. I'm not going to let him pass because I want to get one more good lap in here. But he's going to try to pass us nonetheless. And the Mountain Dew Pitch Black car. Lots of DLC for this race, I noticed. Coming off of pit road. Lots of DLC.
That was a great lap.
Alright, that was good. We improved by almost 2/10, so I'm going to sim to the next round. Oh, we're 21st, so we're going to make it into the next round. So let's just go out, try to get a couple good laps in. I don't think we'll make the next round. But still, this is back-to-back races. We make the second round. And our third race total that we make the second round, I believe. Martinsville being the other one. I'm going to try to go in really deep and hit the brake a little harder this time. Just to see what happens. So we're going to drive. Okay, I messed that up. Anyway, the angle, but let's see how good this lap is. I can't remember what the time bracket that we want to get in is. is, but we'll definitely strive for it nonetheless. Oh no. That was a bad lap. That was a throwaway lap. We definitely need to get into the 22-second bracket. So I'm just going to do what we did last time. I'm not going to stress the tires out too much. We can get in the 22-second bracket, I'll be happy. I'm not too concerned about a good starting place here. We got Chris Buescher blocking our way right here. I'm going to try to use a draft off of him to make it a little faster in the straights. But we were actually slower that lap. So I'm going to do one more lap here. Going to get under Buescher. Can't quite pass him. It's definitely off the corners that were really slow, so I'm going to use the Cheeto line here. We're under the 22-second bracket, so we're going to simulate. We're starting 20th on the outside. I'm not happy about that, but...
Today we're coming to you from Richmond International Raceway for the Toyota Owners 400. This is Rick Allen, and Richmond is one of the driver's favorite stops on the circuit. Multiple grooves offer great passing opportunities at side-by-side racing.
Alright, thank you for the intro, Rick Allen. We're going to try to get a top 20, top 15 finish. So, top 15 will get all of our sponsorship objectives. But we're on the outside here. I'm not thrilled about it. I just ran into Greg Biffle. He's still trying to save it. That was completely my fault. As are most of the stupid things I do in this game. At least in this game, unlike NASCAR 06, the other series I do, they don't get mad at you. They don't try to retaliate, so... That's beneficial. Like Matt Kenseth, I think it was, should probably retaliate after what I did to him at the last race. Or was that Joey Logano? I can't remember. Shoving him into the wall to cause the last caution in order for me to win. But he won't retaliate. Meanwhile, a lap ago, we got ran into the back of by Chase Elliott. And we're just holding up the field right now, unfortunately. I gotta get my corner entry and exit down, because that's what's hindering us right now. But Jimmy Johnson's up behind us. We're in 20th right now. I need to finish at least 20th to get one of my sponsorship objectives. So that's the first goal. If we can confidently get in the top 20, then top 15 is our next goal. I probably shouldn't have had as much confidence setting the sponsorship objectives as I did, but I mean, we did qualify 20th, so that's our third best qualifying run of the year, so I definitely think we could have a shot of a decent finish. We're not going to finish top 10. We're not going to win, but it's a good opportunity nonetheless. A little shorter track. That's what we do best. Short tracks and road courses. I can't wait until we get to the road courses, because A, I enjoy racing road courses, and B, we're going to do really well. And C, that's a prime opportunity to get some payback or wreck some people if need be. But we're definitely not fast right now. At all. Oh, sorry, Stenhouse. But we are not fast right now, and it's not pretty. We're getting past left and right now. Oh, sorry, Stenhouse. I'm just gonna aid in your spinning out. That should be a caution in real life, but unless if another car gets involved, it's not going to be. I need to start experimenting, because right now my corners are complete trash. I need to do some line experimentation here. So we're going to drive it in a little deeper. Nope. I think I'm being too aggressive with my steering. That might be an issue too. So I'm going to try to not be as aggressive with the steering. I don't really know if that helped or not. So I'm recording this on the Sunday of the race at Dover. I'm recording this after the race so I can talk about it. I think I'm in pretty much agreement with pretty much every NASCAR fan in America in saying the overtime line is stupid. There's no need for an overtime line. Racing back to the white flag, and if a caution occurs after the white flag, like it does in regular non-overtime finishes, that should be the end of the race after the white flag. There's no reason to have the stupid overtime line. I don't think there's been one single caution since the overtime has been instituted that has happened before the overtime line. I know NASCAR felt like they needed to do something with the caution, with the overtime rules after that debacle at Talladega, where they had the one overtime rule, one attempt at overtime, but they had the wreck right before the start-finish line, and it was just a complete mess. They called that attempt off, and that apparently was the reason for reconsidering everything. But then they had to institute that stupid overtime line rule. I would love to sit down with Steve O'Donnell and get a full explanation on that, because it's just stupid. Now, I think in the situation of today's race, with such a big crash that happened behind them, it was probably a good thing the race was over, because that would have taken forever to clean up. It probably would have been red flagged. There were so many cars involved. There were only maybe like 10 cars left on the lead lap that would have been able to keep going. So I do think in this circumstance, the overtime line saved the fact that we would have had an extended red flag, and we wouldn't have really had that many cars left on the lead lap. But I really would have liked to see a second chance at that restart between Larson, Truex, and Johnson, because I think Larson definitely learned something from that. He definitely waited too long to get going, in my opinion. I saw some people on Twitter saying that they thought Johnson jumped the restart. I haven't seen a replay of that yet, a slow-mo replay of the restart yet. So I can't say yes or no he jumped the restart on that. So, but I'll definitely take a look at that. But with so many cars having issues, there were some good finishes for some lower-funded teams. The top of which I can think of is Ross Chastain running the 15 car. It was his first NASCAR race. He finished 20th. That car has not finished higher than... It can't have finished higher than 30th all season, in my opinion. So, good for him. He kept it on the lead lap most of the race. It was another good effort for Gray Galding, I believe. Michael McDowell was leading at one point. Tough luck for Ty Dillon. He really held his own up front after that pit caution had a sight in the middle of green flag pit stops. Ty Dillon, he held the lead for a while, and he ended up... He was pretty much rock solid in 4th or 5th. After Truex, Johnson, and Larson got by him, he was staying in 4th. He was fighting with Newman for 4th and 5th. So I think Ty Dillon did an excellent job. And I feel bad that he was involved in that last wreck. I didn't see a replay. They ended the television coverage almost immediately after the victory lane celebration. They didn't have any time to talk about standings or anything like that because of the NHRA drag racing that was already being cut into because the race had so many cautions. But I'll definitely be taking a look at the replay afterwards to see what happened there. But overall, I like the direction that NASCAR went with the unlimited overtimes and having the overtime rule in general. I appreciate, but I just think racing back to the white flag is going to be the way to go, and I think most of the fan base agrees with that. It's worked for so long. I don't know why they felt the need for an overtime line. I still don't completely understand that, but I think that racing back to the white flag is going to be the way to go. So we're in 20th right now. We've passed Paul Menard a couple laps back. I need to look at fuel mileage. We got 13 laps to go on fuel mileage, so we'll definitely be past halfway on that. Right front tire is starting to wear pretty badly, so I might come in a little earlier than fuel mileage will need me to, but once I hear the halfway thing from the crew chief, I'll definitely start considering heading down pit road, because I can definitely feel the tire wear starting to hinder my corners. Got Paul Menard coming up behind us again. But halfway should be this time by, if my math is correct. Well, next time by. Next time by. Matt Kenseth is right behind us. Is he on my lap, or is he the leader? I think he's the leader, going to put us a lap down. So I'm going to try my hardest to keep us on the lead lap here. I probably won't be very successful, and Kenseth should retaliate after what I did to him at Bristol. Spotter just said halfway. Sorry, Paul Menard. Completely my fault. Caution, maybe? Yes. I stayed on the lead lap. Sorry, Paul Menard. We're definitely pitting. I'm going to up the tire pressure on the right front just a little bit. Make a slight wedge adjustment. No repair. We'll probably be the last person on the lead lap, I would assume. But we stayed on the lead lap. I'm so sorry, Paul Menard. You still get the free pass, so you're still on the lead lap. But that was good timing for a pit stop. Let's try to make up some positions on this restart. There's Paul Menard. He's in the back, but everybody else behind me is a lap down. So I really need to take advantage of this. Oh dear. Larson. I was not into him. I made a little nudge like halfway through the corner, and now he's completely around. I made a little nudge like going into the corner, and he didn't even start wiggling until after the corner. So I don't blame myself at all for that little spin. But the second one, yes. Okay. Why is when I'm hitting them in completely square right in the middle of the back bumper, and that is sending them spinning around? I don't understand that at all. But we're up to 17th. We're just in protection mode now. We're probably not going to make up any more positions. But if we can hold on to 17th, I'll be happy. We're not going to get to 15th unless of somebody's in the wall. I can't really tell who that is. Clint Boyer, maybe? He was in the wall. He came down and hit somebody, but that was my fastest lap. Well, Clint Boyer's really slow since he hit the wall. That was completely my fault. I was not ready for that. I thought he would just be another car that I needed to pass, but he was really slow because he hit the wall and screwed him over, and it screwed me over. So now we're back to 17th. Newman is not on our lap. He's the first person one lap down, or at least he was at the time of caution. I am so sorry, Newman. Truex Jr.'s a lap down. That's a little unusual. I believe Richmond is the race that Joey Logano won, but he failed the post-race. Oh, I'm sorry, Truex. I had a head of steam. But he had the win encumbered because of post-race inspection, which I think is a good call. I find it... I mean, I read all the time in the Truck Series and in the Xfinity Series where the winner of the race fails post-race inspection. And I'm like, why? And these are Cup regulars who are racing in those races. So there's really no penalty at all for the drivers. I mean, there might be a crew chief suspension and a fine, but there's really no penalty. But I'm really happy to see that win taken away from Logano, and the playoff points being taken away, and the fact that he still has to race his way into the chase. I think that was a good call by NASCAR. So Paul Menard on my lap, he's over 2 seconds behind me, so all these people coming up on me are a lap down. We are 3 seconds behind Allmendinger, so we're in no position to make up any positions. But if we can stay in 17th, I'll be pleased. We will only get one of our sponsorship objectives, but that's my fault. I shouldn't have made them so high. I thought we might have a top 15 car, but we don't. Spotter said trouble in turn 2. At least that's what I think he said. Oh my gosh, there's a car just sitting there. Bobby Labonte's just sitting there. He finally hit somebody in my mirror, but we avoided him. I'm surprised they didn't ghost him. I can't remember if that was recorded or not, but there was somebody who spun out on the track and he was just sitting there, and they made him a ghost so that we wouldn't hit him. I still don't understand why they can't just throw the freaking caution, but nonetheless, we're getting passed by cars that are a lap down. I'm not concerned. Paul Menard's still over 2 seconds behind me. We got 8 laps to go. I think we should be able to hold this position. I'm sure I'm going to regret saying that, but nonetheless, 17th, 18th, I don't really care at this point. It's a good finish. We get one of our sponsorship objectives. We'll get some good money. We won't be hurt too much in the standing, so I don't really care if Paul Menard passes us. Kyle Larson, he's 5 seconds back, so we're not going to get passed by him. This has just been a pretty uneventful race, in my opinion. Gives me a chance to talk to you and give my opinions on NASCAR and recent events, current events, however you want to put it. Sally 2X. You hit the wall there. You probably shouldn't have. Okay, there was a caution. Interesting. I'm not going to pit. Actually, I'm going to pit because I'm only... Okay, my guy just wrecked. I'm going to pit because that probably gave me some damage. 1 can of fuel. Actually, I don't need any fuel. I'll only do half a can. But I'm going to take tires. I'm going to loosen up the... Okay, I had to accept. But I'm pitting. I'm only going to lose 4 or 5 positions, but I'm going to have fresh tires. A little faster tires. I wish I had more time to make that adjustment, but I'll have a little more grip than I usually do. But I hope I can maybe make up a couple more positions here. We're not going to finish worse than 21st. So let's just try to make up some more positions here. This is probably our only chance of getting in the top 15. We are 3 wide. We're in a 46-47 sandwich here. White flag's out. This is really going to be our only chance to finish in the top 15. I'm going to drive it in deep here. We're underneath Biffle here. I'm going to drive it in deep again in this next corner and see if we can maybe bully our way into a top 15 finish. We're spinning out Reagan. We're going to finish 15th. That was a dirty way to finish 15th, but it was our only way of getting our sponsorship objective. Got a 92 speed rating. All that's good. We'll get a bunch of points. I'm not worried about that. That means nothing to me. Finished 15th. Who won? Matt Kenseth won. I think that's his first win of the season. So we should get some good money for this. We got almost 20,000 from the finish, 5,000 from the primary, 10,000 from Snap Fitness, and 8,000 from Aspen Dental. So that's a good almost $43,000 payday. Points, we really don't care because we got that one in the win column. We're down to 17th. We're tied for 16th, technically. We're going to go back to the menu, see if there's any new sponsorship stuff for us to worry about. See if we can upgrade, and that'll be it for this episode. Next week is at Talladega, so we have another chance of possibly a good finish. I think we might have enough money. No, 75, so we're still $10,000 away. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to see more content from ATF Gaming, be sure to hit that red subscribe button down below. Really means a lot for me, all the support. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.